Well, we've been digging in the archives. We have to do that sometimes with guests who've been here through the years. And we discovered that Scott MacIntyre first appeared on 100 Huntley Street at the age of 11. And Scott, you don't mind me saying that that was 1997?
Yes.
May 21st, to be exact.
You've got it down.
You remember it well?
I do. Well, I was either here there was one time I was here when my voice had not changed yet, and I was singing a duet with my brother Todd called Brothers for All Seasons, was a song I wrote way back when, and I think a bunch of other Christian artists were here. It was your guys' Music Week, and we were very privileged to be a part of that at such a young age.
Well, I want to remind our viewers too that we have been blessed by the McIntyre Family Singers.
There you go.
This is one of the CDs. There we go. And we will see Mum Carol there next to you, Scott. Your handsome brother Todd, whom I understand is a busy actor today.
That's right.
And your sister Caitlin. And just a reminder, you actually sang at the church right up here behind us.
Yeah.
Compass Point.
Compass Point. And, you know, we attended church up here when I lived here. I lived in Toronto for 4 years, and so it's always felt like a bit of a home to me. I love coming back. It gives me that coming home feeling every time I come back here. And it
was the Royal Conservatory.
Yeah,
of music.
Studied at the Royal Conservatory of Music, and just loved it up here. It's actually where I really started, you know, getting some traction with my music career.
I was going to come back to Caitlin because I don't think in season 8. By the way, the top-rated season of American Idol, as they told your story, they left a lot of chapters out.
They did. You know, what people may not have known is that at 19 years old, I dealt with kidney failure and went through a really tough time in my life on dialysis, couldn't even make music in my own living room, was too sick to play the piano, to sing. And then in 2007, I received this incredible gift from a woman who barely knew me, the wife of my former piano teacher. She donated her kidney to me and saved my life. And then less than a year after that, I ended up on American Idol. And what a lot of people also don't know is that even though I had come through that trial, while I was on American Idol, my sister was actually dealing with her own kidney failure. By the way, neither of us have ever found out why it's happened. You know, I don't drink, I don't do anything like that, and the doctors were completely puzzled. I've seen everyone you can imagine, and we may not know the cause until heaven, but you know, poor thing, she was going through this while I was on American Idol, and I was getting to finally live my dream. And I had my life back, I had my health back, which sometimes feels like everything, you know? And I was fine, but, you know, part of my heart was still back there with her. And I'll never forget what she said. She said, "Scott, I would rather be laying in my hospital bed watching you on American Idol than having you hold my hand right next to me." And so she definitely wanted me to go and be there, even though it was hard. You know, it was just one of those things where it did separate us for a time, but my heart was right there with her the entire time.
Your mom, Carol, I'm so glad I've had the privilege of meeting her. And I want to mention Dad Douglas too, because although he doesn't sing, he's very much part of the team. But 2 children with congenital blindness and renal failure with this kidney issue. You both had transplants. How's your sister doing today?
She is doing great. She's out at a Christian university called Biola, which actually is the rival school of the school my wife went to, Azusa Pacific. So that's kind of fun.
Kind of fun.
But she's doing great. She has her health back, and it's such a blessing to have come through that and the joy we share because of that as a family. But it was tough. You know, it's already tough enough. I can imagine having 2 special needs children, you know, with blindness, with visual impairments, and then to have me go through that life and death situation and to escape that, come through it, then only to have your second, you know, another child face the exact same life-threatening situation. It's got to be devastating.
Your journey has richly fueled the content of your book. I'm so glad you've written it. By Faith, Not by Sight, the inspirational story of a blind prodigy, a life-threatening illness, and an unexpected gift. Yeah. I love visuals, and I just have to show the precious little guy here that, that your mom insisted had an issue. And it took 1.5 years for the doctors to get on side with this blindness. I wonder, Scott, I mean, I can come to work sometimes, I don't live far away, and I'll sense a frustration that, you know, something's just not right. And I'll put my hand on my head, and I forgot my glasses. Now that is just needing a little bifocal help. You see through the size of a tiny coffee straw. Yeah. Clearly.
It's like looking at the world through a little pinhole. You know, you can imagine looking through a little coffee straw, or if you were to take a piece of paper and poke a pinhole through it, that pinhole is my viewfinder to the world. So,
do you remember as a little guy that struggling, feeling frustration?
You know, I do. There were a lot of things I couldn't do that normal people would, you know, quote, normal people would be able to do. You know, I couldn't play certain contact sports. I couldn't, you know, couldn't see when people were smiling at me or when they were trying to talk to me at a party. I couldn't drive a car, not as far as most people know, at least.
Now you don't know.
Yeah, I take it out at night once in a while, but that stays here.
That would be the goal.
But, you know, and there were a lot of other things that I knew would be more difficult to do. Maybe I could do them, but had to learn to do them differently. And it was definitely hard at times. I've dealt with rejection. I've dealt with people thinking, you know, well, he's blind, he cannot do this, you know, you can't do that. Definitely run into a little bit of that. And people don't know any better. They don't mean anything negative by it, but they just don't know maybe. But I was so blessed that my family were never those people that said, you can't go skiing because you're blind, you can't ride a bike. I have gone skiing, I have ridden a bike, I've done so many things, you know, let alone dancing on the American Idol stage that
blew our minds. Wow.
That just, you know, they were risks, and if you want to succeed in life, if you want to accomplish what God has laid on your heart to do, if you want to reach for a dream, if you want to go where God calls you to go, you know, most of the time it involves stepping way outside of your comfort zone.
And a very meaningful helpmate, and I think I could dare to say another dream come true is coming up here again. Christina, some of our viewers, come on up, come and take this chair.
My wife, Christina, yeah.
Congratulations, wedding day, August 18th, 2011.
Yeah.
And the last time you were here, we got to tell the romance story. Arizona is home. What are your dreams together now?
You know, we just, right now we're having a really exciting time. It's a lot of hard work too, but traveling everywhere together, you know. We travel to all of the concerts around North America. We've been over to Europe. We were just up in Canada on a cruise doing that, and we work together. We travel together. We've started our life together, and we're just so excited to see what God has next.
Christina, you've actually been friends for a long time.
We have. We met 9 years ago, actually, when I was 14 and he was 17, and we were in a play together called The Music Man. Do you know the classic musical? Yeah, so he was Mayor Shin and I was a piccolo lady, and that's kind of where it all started.
In a very real sense, you're making music all over the world together.
And it's really cool because, you know, I'll be doing the concert and she'll just be there. I mean, she gets to hear everything that goes on, and she'll be taking pictures of people. She just really has a servant's heart and talking to all the people in the book lines, and you know, we really get to experience a lot of cool things together as a couple. You know,
I think it's neat how God prepared me to be working with him, even from experiences growing up and my education and different things. So it's exactly where I would love to be, and I'm glad to be here.
God's blueprint unfolding beautifully. He's made everything beautiful in its time, and we're so thrilled to be on the sidelines witnessing it and cheering you on in all that's to come.
Yeah, we're so excited, and people can read a little bit more. There's a little of our story in the book too.
They can.
So you had to, get the romantic angle in there.